Hello, everyone, and welcome to our daily blog. We're joined by Marcus Mullins, who's a former banker. He manages clubs and an entrepreneur. Impressive resume. I'm interested in talking with Marcus today because of his banking background. And so many people are slaves to making money.
This is true. Dollar makes the world go round.
But what people have to do, just think about what people have had to do in the name of acquiring money, acquiring wealth to make ends meet. Just think about what it does to people.
It does put you in positions to try to earn and do what you need to do.
But it also makes people do things illegal, corruptive. People go out and kill other people for things that they worked hard for. And it's been this way since the beginning of time. I don't know if it can ever change.
I think a lot of people don't understand how to make money and then ultimately how to make their money work for them.
But they earn it honestly.
That's the first step, to earn it honestly. But even more so, even once people get money, sometimes they don't know what to do with it.
Do you think they understand what they have and the value? And do you really think they understand how to use it? That it can really work for them instead of them working for their money? Because money should really work for you. Because money is a verb, not a noun. It should be active, but it can be a good thing if you know how to make it work.
I don't think people understand. That's why people are so emotionally tied and get so anxious and have issue when money's coming and going, especially going. One thing I learned is that money is one of our most renewable resources. Regardless of the amount, you can always earn more of it later. So regardless of how much you're spending, even if it's a nickel, you can earn money, and that's a starting point. And then taking the steps and understanding how to generate more, that's the issue.
You know, you and I had an interesting conversation earlier today. You've been away from banking for quite some time, and you were almost astounded to see how little banks pay in interest on people's money, but yet what they charge them for their money.
Well, I left towards the upswing of our economic downturn, and to see that interest rates are still comparable to the worst times just shows that, one, people aren't really looking at interest rates because they're not fighting or putting their money in places that are earning more, such as, online savings accounts, which typically yield slightly more. They're still putting in traditional brick and mortar banks that you find, which typically are yielding the lower amounts.
Because of the overhead.
Yes, the overhead, they have to pay people, they have to have branches and ATMs and locations. These online banking platforms, you pretty much have a customer service agent that you speak to, and everything's done virtually through online platforms.
How can people listening to us today do much with little?
Well, I think first you need to understand what you're spending your money on. To understand where your money's going is to understand where you need to be and where you need to go. I think a lot of people have anxieties and apprehension about understanding really where they are economically and financially, personally. I know a lot of people, they don't want to check their account. They don't want to see their expenses. They run from it. The first thing is to put your, buckle up and really understand where you're going and where you're at, to see where you're going. To understand what it is, what your deficit is, if it is there, and then coming up with a plan to decrease your divide. Most people, they just want to avoid the whole thing like an ostrich, putting your head right in the ground.
One of the things that I can be proud of, that I can actually say today, I have never spent money I did not have. Why is that important?
Well, I think we got to take a step back. I think we have to look at, the role credit plays in our society, where credit is so important. And then, the lack of cash, physical cash that people have. A lot of people use ATMs and things of that nature. So you're almost living like you have a credit card, but you're dealing with your own money. And people don't understand how credit works, from everything from FICO scores to, what's on your credit report, how certain items may affect you more than others, credit inquiries, things of that nature. People are totally lost in those concepts, and that's why credit is fickle in many people's lives.
Marcus, it's always a pleasure.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you.